بعد از انتخابات اوباما
After Obama was elected, the Americans contacted us by the person that I named in Quetta in Pakistan, and they met with me. They met us after the clashes with my group around 17th of March in Zahedan, and he said that the Americans had requested a meeting. I said that we didn't have time for a meeting, and if we do meet them, they should promise to help us. And they said that they will cooperate with us, free our prisoners, and will give you military equipment, bombs, machine guns, and will give you a base along the border with Afghanistan next to Iran. They asked that they wanted to meet me, and we asked, where shall we meet you? And they said in Dubai. And we sent someone to go to Dubai, and we told the person to ask a place for myself in Afghanistan, find a place in the area of operations, and they replied that they would sort out this problem for us and will find Mr. Rigi a base and will guarantee his own security, be it in Afghanistan or in any of the countries adjacent to Iran, so that he can carry on with his operations. They told me that in Kyrgyzstan they have a base called Manas near Bishkek, and that a high-ranking person was coming to meet me. And when such grand high-ranking persons come, Emirates intelligence would take these people under observation. But in a place like Bishkek, this high-ranking American person could come, and we could reach agreement reach agreement on making the proper contacts. But after the operation, the last major operation that we took part, they said they wanted to meet us. The Americans said that Iran was only going its own way, and they said our problem at present is Iran. They said we don't have a problem with Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, but the problem is Iran, and we don't have a military program against Iran. The CIA is very particular about me, and is prepared to do anything for you, because our government has reached the conclusion that there is nothing that the Americans could do about Iran, and only I could take care of their operations for them. They said the Americans said it was too difficult to attack Iran militarily, but we want to initiate all the establishments which are opposed to Iran, and we'll reach the conclusion that your organization has the power to create difficulties for the Islamic Republic, and they were prepared to give us training and any assistance that we required in terms of security of telecommunication and ways of using procedure for using all other hardware. And if you needed additional support, the Americans would be willing to supply it. I said I'm not coming so easily.
Well, the latest pictures of the confessions of the Jundullah ringleader, Abdolmalek Rigi, who was arrested by the Iranian security forces just recently. Just a recap of what he said in those pictures. He said that the Americans contacted him after the election of President Barack Obama, that he was offered a base, money, and weapons by the Americans, that they told him that they would guarantee his own security in order for them to have a meeting with him. He said he was going to the U.S. base in Manaz, in Kyrgyzstan, at the time of his arrest. Of course, if you remember, the Iranian intelligence minister, Haydar Moslehi, said Tuesday, at the time of Rigi's arrest, that the leader of Jundullah terrorist group was at a U.S. base in Afghanistan 24 hours before his capture, in possession of a U.S.-issued forged Afghan passport. Also, he went on to say that the Americans told him that they didn't have a problem with Al-Qaeda. Well, Abdolmalek Rigi, the leader of the terrorist group Jundullah, blamed for carrying out several assassinations inside Iranian territory, bombings, and other attacks that have taken place on Iranian territory. One of them that, if you remember, the target of one of those assassinations, one of the commanders of the IRGC, who was visiting a city in the southeastern area in Iran, where a bombing, of course, killed him and several other people along with him in that area of Iran, ordered by the leader of the terrorist group, Jundullah. Abdolmalek Rigi is also blamed for killing several people point blank in Iran. We will, of course, bring you more of his confessions later on. Iranian security forces grounded the plane that was carrying Abdolmalek Rigi in one of Iran's southern ports, according to informed sources. His, of course, initial reports that came to us indicated back then that this most wanted man was captured on a flight en route to Kyrgyzstan. Of course, you heard him say in his confessions there as well, from Dubai. He was going to the Manaz base in Kyrgyzstan to have a meeting with the Americans, who had offered him cash, weapons, and a military base from which he would have carried on with his terrorist activities inside Iranian territory. Iran's intelligence minister said that the leader of Jundullah terrorist group was at a U.S. base in Afghanistan 24 hours